Hello and welcome to yet another video of JD Builder. My name is Shaitan and I'm with Joomdev. In this video, we'll look at the button element type in JD Builder. Now we already have two buttons here, so we can edit one of them, or we can just go ahead and add new one. We'll add a new one. So you can click add new element and then select button. And once you have the button, by default, you have this blue looking button, which is left aligned. So let's go ahead and look at the settings. In the basic settings, you have the edit admin label. So this is what lets you identify the button on the back end. So we'll select, we'll put new button here. In the button text, you can change the text of the button. So go there now. We'll just write something like that. We'll try to create a call to action button. And you have 6 default styles for buttons. Again, the primary being the blue, the secondary being kind of a grayish one. And then you have the success being the green one, the danger being the red one, and the warning being the yellow one, and the info, I think, being the light blue one. So these are default colors. You can change them if you like, but these are the default settings that appear. So let's go back to primary. We're gonna change these colors anyway. Let's align our button to the center because that's where we need it. So you can select the alignment to be either left, right, center, or block, and what it does is block really takes it full width, left to right. And you have 3 default sizes of button: small, medium, large. So we'll select large in this case just to see what it looks like. And that's a big button. It's a big button. Let's change the alignment back to center because we don't need that big of a button. And in the link, you can put a link if you want to, or not if you don't want to. So we'll just put hash in the link for now, since we don't necessarily want a link. In the mouse over, you can select an animation for the button, like what button would react when you mouse over. So kind of grow in size a little if you do that. Kind of looks good. Or you can select shrink, shorten in size when you mouse over. And there are all these different animations which are really for the mouse over effect. So you can select the one you like. We'll just select grow, as that looks good. Now you can also select the icon for the button. So like for go, we'll just select an arrow which points to the right. So we'll go with this arrow. And you can position the arrow. You can have the icon icon on the left, or you can have the icon on the right. And this one, I'll have it to the right. And then I'll add some icon spacing as well. So like 5 pixels. This is how far away the icon will be from the text. And the icon animation can be, different icon animations, like what would happen to the icon, how would the icon react on mouse over. So you can see the button now gets bigger, but you are not able to see the icon animation because of the button animation. So let me turn that for a second. Okay, so now that's turned off. You can actually see the animation. The animation is actually icon back. So let me change it to icon forward. And you'll see the icon would move a little forward when I mouse over, which looks really good. Now, when it comes to styling, you can change the styling very easily. So let's say we want to change the text color to this bluish. Yeah. And we want to change the white background to white, and the border color to also this bluish. So they'll kind of create a good looking effect on the button that looks really good. And again, the mouse over can be totally opposite, so background goes here, and then the color is this and this. So the mouse over would look good as well. So it's just kind of turning upside down, very, very attention seeking and very call to action. In the border, you can add a border to the button, add a solid border or a dashed border. And let's say what a dashed border looks like. There you go. That looks good. And you can add a border radius too if you want to have rounded edges. So more rounded than what you have right now. So if I add like 4 pixels of round border radius, it's more rounded. If I add 0, then it's kind of very sharp edges, what it has right now. So you can see that. And you can add a button shadow as well. By default, there's a little bit of shadow there. That looks good. You can increase the spread to see what it looks like. This is probably too much, 37 is. So we'll change it back to like, 4 pixels or something. And we'll change the color to full black rather than being part of black. So that's what the shadow looks like. The shadow, and in this case the shadow doesn't look that good, so I'm going to clear it. I'm not going to use it, but you can use it if you like. And that's all the settings of the button element. I think we covered everything. So there's the border, there's the button styling, and there's a typography of the button as well. So you can select a different font if you want to. And this is the button padding actually. So this is the amount of space you have within the button and the text. So within the text and the borders, you can create more. By default, it's like 10 pixels. So if I change it to 17, you'll see the button getting bigger and bigger. And there you go, the button's much bigger. So if you change it to, if you clear it, it'll just turn back to whatever the default settings are. And the gradient is here. The gradient will be available in the live build when we release it. Right now it's not visible, so that's why I'm not going through. It just lets you select 2 different colors and create a background gradient for the button. And that's pretty much it. That's how you create a button in JD Builder. Thank you for watching.